What's up, guys? We got the matchup that you've all been asking for. Demarini Voodoo 1 versus the 2024 Atlas. We got Brady and Eddie here to get some different opinions on this review. First up, we're going to rate these bats on their appearance. For the Voodoo, I got to give it about 6.7 out of 10. I think it's got a lot too much going on here with all these lines, and it's hard to understand what this even is right here, so 6.7. All right, I really like the colors of the Atlas, even though it's the same design as last year. Got to go with a 8.8 out of 10 for the Atlas. All right, Brady, what do you think of the design?
I like the Atlas. I just think it might have too much going on, a lot of bright colors. For the Atlas, I'll give it 7.5 out of 10. For the Voodoo, I think it looks too much like a wood bat. Not really much going on. Don't really like the colors. I give it like a 6 out of 10. Eddie, what do you got?
I think the Atlas is just a lot of colors, just a lot just coming right at your face. Like, I just don't really like the look of it. I'm gonna give it like a 6.5, 6.6 out of 10. And then the Voodoo, same thing really. I don't really know what this design is right here. Not my favorite look, but I'm gonna give it a 6.8 out of 10.
So it's a good thing that people don't buy their BBCOR bats based off of looks. It's off of performance, so good thing these are two of the best light swinging bats in the BBCOR class, so let's see what they got. All right, we're gonna start off with the Voodoo.
Ring my ear.
Hey, dang, 85.5?
It's a 101.
Ooh, a little bit off the hands there, 86.9. Oh,
87.
yeah, a little bit off the hands. $324. Man, bro.
It's not forgiving at all.
Come on. A little bit hands. Didn't really feel much on the hands side. A little bit off the hands there, 85.6. 86 too. Oh, so bad today.
Dude, that one felt good.
He lost.
Hey, that's a wave.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Really nice. That's so
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a quick break from the video. This is our Velo Shades winner from last week. Make sure to contact us and get those shipped out to you. Make sure to comment down below and subscribe for a chance to win this week's pair of Velo Shades. Now back to the video. Right off the bat, I definitely don't like the knob and the taper on this bat. Definitely like the Voodoo a lot smaller with the smaller knob.
I don't know about it. Ooh.
There we go.
Very
That's
nice.
pretty good there.
Really nice though.
Ah. That was hands. 305. That one didn't ring me up at all right there. Got that one pretty good, maybe a little bit towards the end, 86. Definitely feel like the Voodoo definitely gives a lot more extra velo off the end. Man, bro.
So far, I think the Voodoo has more pop than this thing. After a few swings, this thing definitely is a little heavier than the Voodoo, and I don't think it has as much pop as the Voodoo.
Yeah, off the start, I feel like it's got a chance to be better than the Voodoo, just because it's really light. I feel like it's way lighter than the Voodoo is, but it just swings really great, and it's got some good extra velo, got some good pop. So we'll see how it matches up.
Like it?
Yeah, that definitely feels way better.
That's so loud. I know.
It's really loud. Yeah, that wasn't on barrel, but it's still like, there's no, like, I don't feel it as much as I do in the Voodoo.
Man, that's loud. 1 on 3. 3?
All right, guys, just finished up swinging the 2024 Louisville Atlas and the Demarini Voodoo 1. Starting with you, Jax, comparing the two bats, how they swing, how they feel, exit velo, what are you thinking?
I think the Voodoo is definitely more forgiving off the end of the barrel, and I feel like the Atlas is more forgiving off of the hands. I think it feels better when you hit the Atlas on the barrel. I think the Voodoo is definitely a lot lighter when you're swinging it. It definitely feels a lot more whippy than the Atlas does.
So your choice between the two bats, you're playing a game today, which bat are you choosing?
I think I got to go with the Voodoo. I just like how it's a little bit lighter than the Atlas. And
what did you have higher exit velos with, the Voodoo or the Atlas?
Voodoo.
The Voodoo and better swing weight for you?
Yep.
All right, sweet. Eddie, what are you thinking? Between the two, you had never swung the Atlas before. This is your first time swinging it today. Didn't get a ton of swings with it, but comparing them to the Voodoo that you've always used, what do you think?
Yeah, so I definitely was surprised 100% with the Atlas. I mean, I've never swung it before, so it just felt like a Voodoo in my hands when I was swinging. I mean, the Voodoo was definitely, I said the Voodoo was a little heavier than the Atlas at first, but now that like I swung it more, I felt like the Voodoo is definitely definitely lighter, and Atlas surprised me though. I was surprised about it.
So I think you were a little bit higher exit velo with the Voodoo, but comparing the two bats, you got to pick one for a gamer today. What are you going with?
Definitely the Voodoo. I mean, I feel like I've swung it for the past couple years, and it's just been a bat that I've always liked. And the new model is just, I feel like it's even better than the past years, and the durability on it, the knob just feels way better, and there's everything about it just feels way better.
And then how about as far as if you get it off the hands or off the end, which one?
I felt like the Voodoo is definitely more forgiving. You don't feel it as much off the end. Definitely on the inside of the bat, you kind of feel it off the hands a little bit, but it's definitely more forgiving off the end than.
Okay,
than
so Voodoo is your bat of choice today?
100%.
Same thing, Brady. You had never swung the Atlas before. Voodoo's been your gamer for a few years. What are your thoughts?
I definitely like the Voodoo better. It was definitely a little lighter, and I definitely had higher exit velos with it than the Atlas.
Okay, so better swing weight for you with the Voodoo as well. Atlas felt a little heavier?
Yeah, they felt pretty similar, but I thought the Atlas was just a little heavier.
So Brady, when you got one off the hands, off the end, out of the two bats, which one felt better off the hands? Which one felt better off the end?
The Voodoo felt more forgiving off the hands and off the end in my
Yeah,
opinion.
both of them for you. And that's a good thing. It's different for everybody, so perfect. So Eddie and Brady, you guys have been swinging the Voodoo for so long. Do you think your decision's because you've been using it for so long, or even today, just it felt better?
I think it just felt better in general.
Yeah, I agree as well. I mean, I've swung it forever, the Voodoo, but today it just feels 100% better than the Atlas.
Awesome.
Big shout out to Brady and Eddie for coming here and getting some different opinions on these two bats. As always, big shout out to Headbanger Sports for hooking us up with these bats too. These reviews for you guys. See you guys in the next video.